Hey guys, welcome back to my channel today. In today's video, we are going to be discussing something so exciting. This is my top 10 Chanel favorites of all time. And this is so exciting to do because it's also in collaboration with the Chanel queen herself, Erin Nicole. She is so sweet, so luxurious, loves luxury beauty also, and she's the Chanel queen to me. I feel like she just knows so much about the line and does amazing reviews on Chanel products, as well as other luxury beauty, of course. She's going to be doing the best of Chanel for this year, 2020. So that I'm really excited to see because that's going to be a roundup of all of the releases from this year and her thoughts on them. For me and myself, I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorites because I actually haven't reviewed as much Chanel as I would like this year. So next year in 2021, I'm definitely going to be doing my best to review a lot more of that line. I think it has to do with the fact that a lot of releases go to the States first, and sometimes Canada takes a while to actually get it. So I'm going to try my absolute best next year because this brand is so exciting and it's full of classic, beautiful products, in my opinion, that I think every luxurious gal needs to have in their lives. So make sure that you check out Erin and her channel and the video. Go give her some love and subscribe to her. She also has an awesome Instagram account that I think is super girly and fun. Her Instagram is Erin Nicole TV. So go check out her channel and support her. I am so excited to see what is her best of 2020 this year. If you guys want to see my top 10 classics of all time from the Chanel brand, then just keep watching. Okay, now let's start with, you guys, I even hate to bring this up because it is so sad that this product is no longer available. This is the only product that I'm going to be talking about that is discontinued. The reason why I'm starting with this is because this, I believe, was the very first Chanel beauty product that I ever picked up ever and fell in love with. So definitely has some sentiment. This is the Soleil Teint de Chanel bronzer, and this is actually the first one. They took this formulation off of the market and they reformulated it, and it hasn't been the same since. I'm actually just cherishing this one so much. Like, I can't even use it too often because I worry I'm gonna run out of it. I also don't want it to expire on me, so I'm kind of doing that delicate balance. But this is so gorgeous, you guys. This is the bronzer I'm wearing today. In my opinion, it is so naturally sun-kissed on the skin. And you can see here, you guys, that, I mean, it has a really cool swirl detailing on the container itself. On the back, it says Soleil Teint de Chanel. I think it says 18 months for a shelf life. At least that's what it's guaranteeing, but I've definitely pushed that for sure. Not gonna lie. But this is my first favorite because not only is this such a beautiful sun-kissed bronzer on the skin, but the color is great. The application is easy. I literally just put my beauty blender in here, and then I just pick it up with the sponge and apply it directly to my skin. Now you can see that it has a gorgeous Chanel emblem on the cover, which makes it really easy to display on a vanity because you've got that little kiss of luxury on your makeup vanity or in your bathroom. I will inevitably pick up the new edition, I'm sure, because I'll run out of it, and then I will test the new one out, but I haven't tested the new one out yet. So let me know your thoughts. So far, it hasn't been the best reviews, and people just wish that the first one came back. And this is in no particular order. The next Holy Grail product is also a complexion product. This is the Beige Healthy Glow Sheer Powder in number 20, and this has a gorgeous kind of vintagey looking cover. You can see it says Chanel in the handwritten font there. And this is a gorgeous off-white color, believe it or not. It does kind of show up white on camera, but it is essentially more of a cream color. And this is a setting powder, or if you want, you can use it for like a light foundation. It doesn't give you a ton of coverage on its own, so I just set my foundation with this. But actually, it did have the same handwritten Chanel emblem pressed into the powder at one point, but now it's really well loved. So you can see it sort of has that engraving still there, but you can see that it's also extremely well loved. So this is definitely a beautiful powder. What I will say is that it gives you a matte finish, but it still has that glow to it. So if you guys are familiar with me and my tastes, I'm much more of a hydrating gal. natural or glowy or luminous, radiant finishes. When it comes to complexion products, I don't typically go for a full matte. But when I do pick up matte products, they have to have that luminosity to them or that slight radiance to make it worth it. And this is definitely a powder that does that. It has a really nice clicking to it, like it's a satisfactory packaging product for sure. And it does have a really beautiful mirror that you can use on the go. But this is definitely my second favorite because this pressed powder, such an easy one to touch up your makeup. It doesn't make you look cakey or anything. It's just that nice set face and you don't have to worry about it looking too heavy on the skin at any moment. This is kind of like a runner-up product. It's not in my top 10 because I still do like that pressed powder more, but this is the loose powder from Chanel. This is really beautiful also, so if you are more of a loose powder gal, then this is going to be probably a better fit for you. It also has a really gorgeous emblem on the cap, just like how the bronzer does, so that is really nice. I love the packaging being so sleek, so classic. Chanel is not one that has loud, colorful, bright packaging. It's usually black and sleek, and that's what I like about the brand. It just screams elegance and luxury to me. So this is in the shade Natural, number 30. You can see this is how it looks on the bottom, and this is actually a new tub. I did actually replenish mine because I did run out of this. This is how it looks on the front there. So really, really stunning. And this one comes with a little puff. It's kind of powdery at the moment, so I'm gonna try not to dump everything on my pants. But it comes with a little puff like that, and then you do have the sifter here. So this is also a really nice powder if you are more of a loose powder kind of person with your makeup, but I prefer the pressed one just because it's not as messy, especially for on the go, but definitely still a runner-up product, but I wouldn't put her in the top 10. Maybe she's number 11. While we're on this complexion kick, I'm going to talk about the next product. So this is the foundation from Chanel. They have quite a few products in their foundation line, but this is the Ultra Le Teint Flawless Finish Foundation, and this is the foundation I'm wearing currently. My shade in this one is B20, just like the pressed powder, and this is also a super sleek bottle. Chanel does a great job with packaging. I've recently reviewed the Sublimage foundation, the new one. That one has some of their skincare ingredients in it, so it is a bit more pricey than this one, but that one is so new to my collection that I couldn't put it in a favorites yet because I haven't worn it as much as this one. This one has like that natural skin finish, very flawless on the skin. I would say it's about a medium coverage. You can definitely build it up to full. It leans more matte, I would say, but it's not an uncomfortable matte that looks like it's cakey or drying or anything. For your reference, my skin type is normal, so I can really go either way. I don't have overly oily skin and I don't have overly dry, but in the winter it does kind of lean more dry. In the summer it does kind of lean more oily, but it's not enough to call it combination. So this is a really, really nice product for those of you that want to have a slight matte, but still have that natural look that doesn't look too flat, I guess you could say. The matte cap on this is an extra touch to the packaging, and it is fairly heavy in hand, which I appreciate. I also love Chanel bags. I am a collector of Chanel bags. It's a little bit of a risky game for me because they are so pricey, but I value my purses so much. But Chanel Beauty is something that if you want to just grab something Chanel, but you can't really think about getting a bag because the price point is out of range right now or something like that, I think getting a nice Chanel Beauty product is something that can be fulfilling that luxury bit a little bit for you. So you've got a little piece of Chanel in your life, but you don't have to drop thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about my favorite Chanel fragrance. This is item number 7. This is the Chanel Chance Eau de Tendre perfume, and I hope I said that right because it is all French and I'm Canadian. I should know French, but my French is really sloppy. So for those of you that actually speak beautiful French, I don't mean to offend, but this is my favorite Chanel fragrance at the moment. I guess a lot of people talk about number 5, or they talk about the Coco Mademoiselle. I do find those fragrances to be a little bit heavier and a little bit warmer, and more so date night fragrances. This is one for me that really fulfills my fruity floralness, but also has a hint of sweetness to it. More carefree, I would say. So it definitely still has that sweetness, that floral, but I would say I can easily wear this throughout the day and I don't feel like it's too heavy on the skin. So this one is definitely my favorite. When you see this in person, it has a light rose color as well. It's very faint. You can kind of see that on the top. It does have that really light rose color, and that makes it a lot more feminine too. It's just so, so beautiful. I love the packaging of this also. It's definitely another favorite from Chanel. Now I want to talk about number 6. Number 6 is their blushes. If you guys haven't tried the Joues Contraste blushes, you guys need to, especially this classic shade, which I've put in my favorites. This classic shade has been in my collection now 3 times over, so I've actually repeatedly purchased this one. This is in the shade Jersey. It is number 80. This also is in a gorgeous Chanel compact. You can see that it's black, just like everything else, very consistent, very classy. It does come with one of those brushes, and I have talked about in the past, to me, they're fairly useless little brushes, but I know a lot of you guys still value having those brushes in the containers. They're like those foam tipped brushes. You can just, I guess, apply this on the go, or for this one, I think it had a light bristled brush, but this to me, I just use my regular blush brush and it's totally fine. And this is the shade Jersey. You can see it's a gorgeous nudie blush, everyday friendly. I'm going to swatch it. It's also on my cheeks today. Here is the swatch of the blush. I made it really nice and wide so you could see the beautiful sheeniness of this blush. But this looks super, super stunning on the skin. So here we have Jersey, just how it looks in pan. It does have ever so fine shimmer particles, but they're really, really fine that you can barely see them in the blush itself. It's just extremely fine, and it does give that nice glowy sheen. It's not a super bright blush or anything. This is everyday friendly, super classic, which is very characteristic of the brand. So Jersey is definitely in my top 10 of all time because I've repurchased this one now, like I've said, 3 times at least, and I need to have it in my collection at all times because it's such an easy blush to use. We are halfway through the top 10 classics from Chanel, and I'm so excited because now we're talking about a lot of different lip products, and I'm gonna say that some of the best products ever that Chanel releases are their lip products. There's quite a few amazing ones. I had to narrow it down to just a few of them, but they all have a place for a reason. So the first one is their lip glosses. These are the Chanel Rouge Coco glosses, and one of my favorite shades here is number 716 Caramel. You guys know that Caramel, it's matching my lipstick pretty dang close. This is also a favorite, we'll get to that. But the lip glosses, you guys, are so, so nice. If you're a lip gloss person, these are non-sticky. Some of them have heavier shimmer components than others, but Caramel has a really nice mauve-y slash slightly brown color that looks really gorgeous on so many people. I feel like so many of my friends pull this shade off. It's just so stunning. And you can see it's really, really close to my lipstick. So I often layer this lip gloss over my lipstick just to add a little bit extra for the longevity. The lip glosses for these are pigmented, they're shiny, they do have that nice hydrating look to the lips, but this is more of like my everyday friendly, beautiful elegance, your lips but better, hydrated, shiny, plumping, really brings light to the lips to make them appear a little bit more full. Definitely a good shade idea and a good line for those of us that love gloss. This is definitely in my top 10. The next product in my top 10 is the Chanel Le Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue Gloss. Now this is a different take to the glosses I just talked about. This is a dual-ended product, and there's quite a few shades in this line also. Now you can see this is actually number 66, I think. Nope, 69. Tender Beige, and the way that you apply this is you first start with the colored part over the lips, and then the other side comes with a clear topper gloss. So it adds that glossiness to it and makes the shade just last so, so long. It literally stays put for quite a long time. I also love the packaging of this. You guys know it's consistent with the rest of the brand, but it's amazing. Like, I just love how luxurious this is. Ultra Tenue is on the right side. So you can see they're definitely in the same family. They are much more pigmented than the glosses are. You can top it off with that topper to just add more of that glossy look if you wish, or you can just apply it just by that one side. But I personally use the gloss just for the longevity for it, and the fact that if it's just that one side by itself, it can tend to get a little bit drying on the lips. So I feel like the gloss is purposely there for the comfortability as well as the overall look of the product. So definitely a favorite if you want a long-lasting gloss type product. You can definitely apply this first, then just reapply the gloss as you go throughout the day, so it keeps the color in place. You can continue to reapply to keep that nice juicy lip look look going for much longer. Now, I can't talk about top 10 Chanel without talking about this next lip formulation, which is very similar in my opinion to the Volupte lipsticks from YSL. I feel like they still have the same kind of vibe. They're not quite the same, but they have a very similar kind of balmy texture to the lipstick. And this is the Coco Flash from Chanel. Now, the shade that I have in this one, it's funny, it's definitely different for me. It's more of like a poppy color. This is the only poppy color in my collection, but it's really, really nice, especially for spring. It has a really cute Chanel emblem at the front. And then when you roll it up, you can see it even looks like the YSL Volupte lipsticks. It's very lightweight, a little bit more sheer, and has that balminess to really add that richness to the lips. So you can see how poppy this color is. It's very, very bright. Has a slight orange component to it too, and it's very different from the other two. But this is a really, really gorgeous shade, and I love the formulation of these, especially if you're a fan of the YSL. This is definitely going to be up your alley because they're just so easy to use. A lot of these other products, like the Ultra Tenue, for instance, the gloss I can easily just put on, that's not a problem, but the Ultra Tenue, I feel like because of that first step, I really have to use a mirror. This is one that I'm kind of like, I could probably freehand this without it looking too bad because it's not as pigmented that it has to be perfect. Now this poppy shade is shade number 97, Ferveur. I think that's how you say it. It's just really beautiful and very carefree. So if you want a carefree, kind of sheer balmy lipstick, this is definitely going to be up your alley. This is the Rouge Coco Flash. Now let's talk about the classic lipstick. If you guys saw my haul recently, you know I just repurchased this one to put it back in my collection. This is the Rouge Coco Ultra Hydrating Lip Color in the shade Mademoiselle. It is on my lips today. I applied it so effortlessly. I love this shade like so much. I'll show you the swatch here. This is on the far right now. You can see that mauve is really pulling through, but it also has that slight, like ever so slight terracotta. This is definitely the shade that I've used up almost down to the bottom, which is why I had to replenish it. It was also a little bit older, so I knew that I had to do something about that. But this is a lipstick that if you're wanting that hydrating, creamy look to the lips, this is the one for you. It does set down really beautifully, but it has that comfort that a lot of matte lipsticks don't provide. Now, Chanel does have some mattes that I actually personally haven't tried because I'm not really a matte person. So in the new year, I would love to kind of experiment with some of their matte inks and liquid lipsticks and things like that. But this is one that if you're like me and you don't want to risk it with a matte because mattes can be kind of hit or miss for you, this you will never miss, I promise. This is such a great shade. I love it. And a lot of you guys have said in the comments that you too love this lipstick, but it's not discontinued. It is a classic. If you're in Canada, there are Chanel boutiques in Hudson's Bay, as well as in Beauty Boutique at some Shoppers Drug Mart. And then of course, if you're American, you can order this on the Chanel Beauty website. And I just love how long lasting this one is. I mean, I can drink water throughout the day. Unfortunately, if you eat something, it will definitely still move, so just know that. But this is a beautiful lipstick. I don't know. It's definitely set down and you can see that it still has that hydrating look to the lips. It's still shiny. It's almost like I have a gloss on, but I don't. So I really love this lipstick. It's definitely in my top 10 and there's a reason. If you are wanting that classic shade from Chanel, you just want something Chanel this Christmas or a nice little treat for yourself, this for sure is one that you should grab because you won't be disappointed. Now let's talk about my last favorite. This is my favorite mascara from Chanel. This is the Volume de Chanel mascara. It is the mascara I have on today. And this is a very interesting wand. I've talked about this a couple of times on my channel, but it's definitely short bristled. And that to me, you can get all of the lashes really beautifully and you can really get them to have that volume and they can lift right up. The thing with this one that I find is with a shorter bristle, at least for my longer lashes, I find that they get to a certain spot, they bold up really nicely, but if you want that ultra bold, almost falsy look, it's going to be a little harder to achieve with this one, just because it does tend to clump after a certain point, which a lot of mascaras do. But if you hit that point, I think it's like 3 or 4 layers and I see some of my lashes clump together. So just make sure that you're really keeping it more minimal. This is more meant for that volume, that lifting. It's more everyday friendly and just carefree. You can definitely create that beautiful full lash, but it's not going to look super, super bold or falsy-like. And there's not a lot of people that necessarily want that look all the time. You don't have to look like you're putting on falsies every day. This emphasizes what you have. It emphasizes your natural lash and really brings them out into the open. So this is definitely my favorite mascara from them. This has got to be my 5th tube already. It's such a good one. Go check out Erin Nicole's video. I know I'm so excited to go see what her best of 2020 are. As you can see, there are no eyeshadows in this top 10. So if you have an eyeshadow quad favorite or a palette favorite from Chanel, please leave me a comment down below. I haven't tested very much from them. I think I only have one quad in my collection currently, and it's still a great product, but it's definitely not a favorite yet. So if you have any eyeshadow recommendations, I would be happy to hear them. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new from Erin's channel, welcome. It is so nice to meet you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until my next one, take care and stay safe. Bye, guys.
You and me, everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way.